Hi, and welcome to the database, Daily Life Through History. We're going to be talking about the basics of this database and what it has to offer and how to search. So the easiest aspect of this database is off to the left. There is the Research and Study Center and a topic area you can browse. When we click on subjects, it'll give you American government, daily life through history, pop culture, African American experience, American Indian experience, Latino American experience, world geography, world history in the modern era. These are different databases that ABC Clio offers. We are in the daily life through history page or database, so we're going to stay there. We're going to look down at the browsing of the topics. So if you know what time period you are looking for, so let's say you have an assignment on ancient Greece. You see right here we have ancient Greece 2000 to 30 BCE, and we can pull the drop-down menu, and it brings up the Minoan civilization, Mycenaean culture, Athens, and Sparta. So it gives us a general time frame or a specific time frame, and then gives us options beneath that. So I'm going to pick Athens and Sparta. So when we click on that, it's going to give us the information that falls within that category or that area of study. And again, this database is daily life through history, so it does pull up specific primary sources as well as secondary study. So you'll see that the page it pulls up for us is an introduction to Athens and Sparta. So it gives us the general information, city-states, war with Persia, Alexander the Great, and then again tells you who was the curator of this content, how to cite it, and general information. So you can narrow it down by different topics. So let's say we wanted to know about the economic life at that time. So we would pull the drop-down menu, and let's say urban and rural life gives us work and then gives us urban and rural. I'm going to choose urban and rural. So this is kind of a hunt and peck style of doing things. So we are just exploring the database at this point. This isn't necessarily a targeted search. We chose a time frame, and it's pulling up different information for us, and we're kind of hunting and pecking information as we go along and as we see the options. So this is going to tell us about urban and rural life in Athens and Sparta, and you've got the information, again, who curated it. It gives you a recommendation for further reading, which you could look up in a different database to find this text, and again, how to cite it. So furthermore, we can narrow it down even more by looking at the scholarship of family in a stable society, Chinese and Greco-Roman worlds, early art, gender and daily life, ancient houses. I'm going to look at gender and daily life. And this would be a great way if you're in a class where you have to do a paper on, again, the time period of ancient Greece, but you don't really know what topic you want to do yet. This is a great way to explore what's out there, what do I find interesting, what are the offerings, and right here under gender and daily life, it gives us different topics we can fall under. So this one's true womanhood, true manhood, gender ideals in the antebellum United States. So you see it even takes it out of this time frame. And then we have gender in ancient Greece. So I'm going to click on that so we stay within our time frame and go into seeing what they have. So again, we have this brief study. You can see that there's places, annotations, and it's going to have more references for this because again, we've kind of narrowed it down a bit more. So we have our notes down here, where they came from, which would lead us to further study if we were interested in gender studies in that time frame. Then we have the bibliography. So this gives us about the author, Stephanie Boudin, and her credentials. So that definitely is helpful, knowing who is providing this information. And again, very helpful. It always has the citation at the bottom. Now this is MLA, so you can view all citation styles if you are not using MLA for your citation style. So let's look at, because we've talked about this database providing primary sources, we're going to look down here in the reference library. So we have media down here, and the cultural documents and letters and narratives. I'm going to look at letters and narratives because I think that would be really interesting. And then we have ancient Greece, founding of the Olympics, Plutarch, Salon reforms and domestic laws of Athens, Plutarch, the differing Spartan vision of education, unusual marriage customs. So that might be interesting if we're staying within our gender studies. So let's click on that and see what it gives us in terms of what we've got here. So when we look in this, this is an excerpt from Life of Lycurgus. The 2nd century CE Greek essayist and biographer Plutarch recounts some of the distinctive marriage customs of the ancient Spartans. So this is coming from a text that has been looked at and studied, but comes from this time frame, which is really, really interesting. So we can see what, we're talking about 2nd century CE Greek essayist. So it's really, really interesting to see this. We can also look and see cultural documents. So again, we are doing what's called a hunt and peck style right now. This isn't very targeted, but we have formed, wow, I'm really interested in gender studies, and I'm going to continue to research and dig to find something interesting that what we have. We have Xenophon on managing the household. And forgive me if I am not pronouncing these names properly. I'm not an expert in ancient Greece. But we have a Greek writer, Xenophon, who lived 431 to 354 BCE. And this is a practical manual on household management. I mean, really fascinating to see something from this time frame and what... right here we have, well, now Ischomachus said, I was your wife inclined to pay attention to your words. And it's interesting because, again, you're going to get a little look into gender roles with something like this. So this is just a quick look at how you can dig through this database to really help you find something pointed study that you are interested in to help you form ideas. If you already have an idea, we're going to look at that in the next video on how to do a more pointed, direct look into this database, but this is more of a way to help you decide what you want to do within a specific time frame. Okay, stay with me for the next video that's going to give you a little more in-depth advanced search of daily life through history.